Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoring Guides, bringing my guide for God of War 2 on Titan difficulty. Today we're doing part 3, Lair of the Titan. And starting off, we're going to continue, of course, from the Hades section, after roads and all that other fun stuff. And we're going to start with the Pegasus sections, which I actually do enjoy. I don't know if most people enjoy them, but I actually tend to enjoy them quite a bit. And yes, this is going to contain both of the Pegasus sections, alongside, of course, Typhoon. I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, so I'm just going to say the Titan to make it easier on myself. That way I don't piss anybody off. But once we get his bow, all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's going to contain that, and, on this section you're fighting griffins, and as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just doing some maneuvering tricks to make them pretty much not hit me. You don't take that much damage, but even then still, taking damage is just kind of like a no-no in Titan mode. You don't really want to get hit in hard mode. But yeah, if you keep bobbing up and down, you can, for the most part, avoid some of the attacks that they do. Now, griffins don't have that many attacks, especially without a rider, which will eventually come into play later. And, just keep swiping at them with square, and every once in a while, like if you're going down, like I am, if you're going from the top to the bottom, I just hit triangle. If they get too far away and they start getting in front of you, just hit X, bash into them, do some decent damage. Shoulder bashing with, the R button and the L1 button, doesn't really always work the best. It just seems like it's a little bit more unsafe, and that's something I'm going to get into for other parts of the game later. I know I keep bringing up this weird, like, oh, that's going to come later, and all this other stuff, but yeah, I would say, like, later game is definitely when God of War starts to pick up for difficulty. That's when things start to seem like they're a little bit harder. But here's the Raven Rider. I don't know even how I died the first time. Sometimes these sections are just so strange with how they all of a sudden kill you. I don't know, it's weird. But for those that don't know what's going on, you just dodge, to the section where the fireball is not at. So, of course, wherever the 3 shots are going, you want to dodge there. I usually hang to the top left for that one with the 5, because that's usually the one that kills me, and I feel like if you're not, I feel like I spelled Lair wrong. I don't know, I didn't, but I don't know why it looks like it did. Maybe I'm thinking of Liar. But, if you don't get that specific sweet spot for that dodge of the Raven thing, you're going to end up dying. So right there, what I did with the Harpies is, instead of just attacking them, I just went for the grabs instead. That way I can at least get the extra bonus orbs for killing them with a brutal kill. And not only that, but it just kind of just gets me orbs in general because, well, sometimes they just, they're like, especially with those, they're just kind of coming at you, and you can't really have a lot of time to, to deal with them, basically. So I'm just reading things, I'm reading comments and stuff. Actually, nice comments. I know, that's surprising. I'm getting people that are nice on my other channel for once, and usually I just get backlash for things, and, granted, I do talk shit, about people, and I usually get, flamed back for that, but that's just how it is. That's my own dumb fault for being an asshole on the internet, huh? So, yeah, right there, Harpies, simple enough. If you want to trick with them, you can always jump in there and press circle and throw them back down. It does decent damage, and sometimes actually kills the other ones, too. Especially with the Fireflies that we'll deal with later. I don't remember what they're called by name, but I just call them Fireflies because that just seems like that makes the most sense. So, climbing sections, I'm always going to typically go for a grab. I don't even know why I'm even bothering with attacking. It just doesn't matter much. You don't need to continuously press circle to get the kill. If you want to get some extra combo kills, you could do it. Something else, too, with climbing is, as you saw in the Hades section, judging by the 2 fucking minute video that it was, if you could catch it, whenever you do jump, as you saw just right there, if you're jumping across a section that's climbing, you can get a kill with it. So, yeah, these guys right here, these guys were the ones I was talking about that are not armored. Did I even bring that up in the first video? I think I did. I just recorded it like a couple of hours ago, and I can't remember what the hell I said. But these guys are the first of the guys that... It wasn't Lachesis, it must have been the Lair that I was talking about, where they can pretty much just get grabbed and just die. So, that's pretty much what they are at this point, is they're just fodder. I just don't even bother with the extra combo damage, because I just figured, you know, might as well just kill them with, well, just a normal circle attack and then just not press it too many times. Well, that'll eventually come up more often later, where I don't even bother with it. I do appreciate how fast they do climb, though, so that way I don't have to spend so long trying to get to them. Right here, I was just trying to press R to get down, but I didn't realize I couldn't just let go of the damn thing and then go from there. So, let's see. Yeah, next up, I did die here, that's why you saw that cut. But next up, we're going to have to deal with, you know, Minotaurs and Harpies. I typically prioritize dealing with Harpies first. Something else I wanted to explain a second ago, but I didn't get a chance to, was when it comes to fighting Harpies, the plume is pretty nice to use against them. Usually, like, basically the triangle attacks. So, for instance, you know, the plume right there, the square triangle, is okay at its job. Every once in a while, when you see me do it, especially to like a Minotaur, if it's just like a single enemy, I usually do it to stun them. That's kind of the idea. And another thing, but yeah, actually real quick, before I start a new topic, the Harpies, you know, if you do a full square attack, and then you go to the triangle one, that's also a good attack on Harpies. Especially like early game Harpies. Well, once we start getting to the fire ones, then you're going to do other things to kind of deal with their asses. But with Minotaurs... they did change the thing now where if you do actually grab them in their circle prompt, you will actually get orbs from killing them, which is nice, instead of having to, you know, have a 10 combo for that to even work. So, good on you, Santa Monica, for improving on God of War 1 drastically. So, something else I wanted to talk about was, while I was fighting the Minotaur, you'll see me do it to Cyclopses, but I use the plume, which is square, triangle. And I use that to kind of like stun them or get them into like a different attack, or just try to break their block or something. It doesn't it doesn't break their block, but it can work. Also, okay, before I finish that, I need to do a guide thing real fast. So, this part right here is really weird because a ton of Minotaurs will spawn, but you can make it to where a ton of Minotaurs don't spawn. And I'm not exactly 100% sure on how it works, but if I had to guess, I think it's if you destroy all the wooden scaffolding in this area. As you see, like, now I can finally climb up this cliff thing here. No more Minotaurs spawn. If you guys don't believe me, go try it out yourself. Go kill the first Minotaur, you know, throw guys at him or whatever, and, you know, kill him, deal with him, and then you'll see, like, more spawn. I think they eventually do stop, but once you destroy the scaffolding, like, no more spawn. So if you just want to get away with just killing one Minotaur or not dealing with much of them anyway, you can just destroy these. I keep saying scaffolding, I don't know where they're... Look, I'm dumb, okay? I'm too young for this shit. Yeah, I'm too young to know things. So, back to my talking, because I can never finish my own damn sentences. So, Minotaurs have a tendency to block your attacks. And they typically do that when you're attacking too much. So, in order to get them to kind of stop blocking your attacks, you could either just continuously attack them until they just give up and then, you know, retaliate, or wait it out. Just, you know, hit them with a few square attacks, and then, you know, once they block a couple, they're just going to walk toward you. Now, they do have, like, a few seconds before they eventually start trying to attack again, but, yeah. That's what I was trying to get at, was, like, I usually throw out, you know, plumes, like the square, triangle thing, just to see if I can get some damage and maybe even possibly a stun. I know I keep saying stun. That's not necessarily what it is. It's just that it kind of gets them into like a different animation where it just kind of... It knocks them back a little bit. It's like a wake-up call. It's like, wait a minute. Oh, I'm getting hit, you know. Another thing you're going to see me do quite often, especially in early game, is I tend to have this thing where I hit square and then triangle just out of habit. I don't know if it's ever really worked before. God of War 1, maybe, kind of, depends, actually, yeah. I think I know why I do it. It's because I'm trying to get enemies in the air. And, holding triangle doesn't always work the best. Holding triangle in Minotaurs is a good idea to do, because air combos have a little bit more safety net to them, unless you have, like, a Gorgon around, in which being in the air is a bad idea. But, yeah, for these guys, don't even bother with the circle, square. Just go for circle, triangle. Get rid of them. Don't bother with the circle one unless you have like one of them left. You just want extra hits, I guess. So, also sorry for the breathing I keep doing. I noticed that I did that a lot in the last couple episodes, but I'm talking so damn much, and I breathe so damn much, apparently. So, if you hear that, I apologize, but then again, if you probably didn't like my content, you probably wouldn't be this far in anyway, so... Yeah, I know, I recognize this stuff. I try to make sure that I don't make too many noises outside of just commentary, but sometimes things happen, and nature takes its course, and I'm just a fat ass. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I'm just a big fat ass. So, that's just how it be. This part right here, easy enough. You just go down the rope, and then immediately hit R1, you know, after you fall, and you get a free Phoenix Feather, so that's nice. Speaking of Phoenix Feathers, I do get all the upgrades because I do get the big chest. So, if you want max health and like max magic, that's a good thing to kind of go for, is just get those. And I also find it funny how like max red orb chest, I call it max red orb, but the one that gives you like a ton of red orbs doesn't really give you enough red orbs to actually like get you full upgrades in this mode. So. But yeah, with the first Gorgon right here, the first Gorgonzola, yeah, this was very dangerous. I don't know. Okay, good. What I tend to try to do, since it's just one, you could always just knock it up in the air. And one thing that you'll notice that I eventually do more often later on is I tend to kind of like, you know, I'm doing the square triangle thing because I'm trying to activate them to get into a juggle. Like, I'm not trying to go for the hard triangle. I'm trying to go for just a regular square triangle because I'm, you know, hit confirm into triangle. That's what I'm trying to get. So that way I can get them in the air and then do a few hits. Because like once they're juggled, you can actually continuously beat them down to an extent. Like eventually, like, you know, they'll break out of your juggle. But for something like this, sometimes you can continue juggling when you knock them away. At least I think that's for Gorgons. Some enemies you can, but yeah. Gorgons can also be taken out by their own gaze, which is really nice. And of course, if, you know, you're doing something in the middle of fighting these and the Harpies get in the way, then you could just lead them into the Gorgons. But that's not necessarily the safest option, mainly because, like, that's never guaranteed that they're going to even stone them anyway. So, but if you can get a nice crush in, great. Hell, crush 40 of them, you know? Just go for whatever, man. You know, do what you can. You get plus 15 orbs. Eventually, later on in the game, you get jack and shit for it, but mainly because, like, at some point later on, especially, like, it seemed like near the Phoenix sections, I stopped getting crushes, and I don't know why. It just, I mean, did they run out of soda? I don't know. I'm making really lame fucking jokes. I know, but I'm old as well. You know, I said I was young. I don't know, man. So, yeah, thing is with Gorgons, for those that don't know, is they do tend to retaliate quite often. A lot more often than, of course, their other fun friends, the Minotaurs, which have no technical relation. Which, that's a funny story, though, too, is when I was younger, I used to think that Minotaurs were the Gorgons. I used to think, oh, because, like, I used to think all Gorgons were just Medusa, right? I used to think that was just the main name was like, oh, they're just Medusa. But no, Medusa is a one specific character that got turned into a Gorgon because she was too beautiful and some god hated her. Is that correct? I might be wrong on that. I might be wrong in my mythos about that one, but I think that's how it went. So, alright. Next section, we're going to do some, you know, Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze bullshit, where we have to pretty much, even though technically Tropical Freeze came way after, but we're going to do some bullshit where we just pretty much hide behind these rocks. Luckily, there's not a high enough, you know, I don't think there's really, like, that big of a vertical gap or whatever. Like, I feel like you can get away with most of your jumps. I'm not going to care too much about the orbs here or the harpies. My recommendation for this part is just get rid of as many as you possibly can. Do the jump circle thing, because they're going to get in pretty close to you. And that's kind of where you want them to be. Because harpies tend to try to, like, get away from you and just, yeah. Also, if you're over here, you're safe. At that point, if you're going across that section, you're basically safe. Also, you guys ready to see me fail? Because I end up actually not remembering what the hell I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad that I end up forgetting how to play God of War 2 for a good part of the guide. You know, something that I would think would be, you know, priority to actually, you know what the hell I'm doing, and having knowledge of a game that I've known for so long, and then just completely forgetting some of the things I have to do. So, yeah. Like, right here, for instance, I kind of just... No, I think it's after. Yeah, it's once we get the Bane is when I actually forgot I was supposed to shoot him in the eye. So, bear with me for a couple of seconds. It took me a good bit. Also, you have infinite magic, so don't worry about using your magic. Usually when you get a new magic upgrade in this game, not magic upgrade, but once you get like a new magic ability in this game, you have a period of time where you're allowed to use it infinitely. But yeah, right here I'm like waiting for him to stop breathing, and I'm like, okay, is he gonna stop? I'd go back. No, I was like, oh wait a minute, oh yeah, I forgot to shoot him in the eye. So, and this infinite magic does carry over to the next part of this. So you can, 1, use it here, and 2, you can use it on the archers. Not the archers over there necessarily, but you can. That's kind of what they want you to do. You have to. But the archers that come up after we get done with this arena fight. So, yeah. Also, just to kind of just talk about other things real fast that are going to come up. I mentioned it in the last episode, but yeah, Hades is like the first hard part of the game. God of War 2 has a lot more hard parts, but yeah, this section coming up, I jumped across, died, and I thought I could get away with it. I forgot that you have infinite magic, so use the infinite magic, hit these guys from afar with your bow. You know, don't die like me, and you should be okay. But yeah, those arrows hurt, and they can break your block, which is the strangest thing. But yeah, the game gets wonky sometimes. I don't know, it's just how it is. So, in terms of difficulty sections, and I brought this up before, but goddammit, Theseus is the next fight I would consider hard. He's the next part I would consider hard. In terms of hard parts, it's Hades, Theseus, give me a sec. I'm trying to remember exactly. Hold on. I had it in my head and I just forgot it. I'm talking about, like, actually relatively difficult moments. Oh, fuck. Yeah, my brain's not working right now. I just forgot. I had it, too. Anyway, use Rage here. You know, it works pretty well. Just get rid of you guys if you want. Another section, which is way, way farther in, would, of course, be the Gauntlet fight with Clotho. I think it's Clotho. I think that's the multi-breasted lady. I think she's Clotho, I believe. That section is just stupidly hard. I'll talk about it when I get there in, like, episode, like, 18 or 19. Oh, Zeus. That's also another part that's hard. That's the only ones that come to mind right now that are actually relatively challenging. And I mean, like, death-defyingly challenging. Theseus, not so much when you really kind of understand his fight, but even then, still, like, you know, Hades isn't really that hard either. It's just getting through it. Like, I die a lot. And the thing I want to say right now before you do any upgrades is this is a point in time where you kind of pick your path with Theseus fight. And what I mean by that is something I brought up earlier, I think in episode 1, part 1 of this, was you can either upgrade your blades now or you can upgrade the Bane. And I usually upgrade the Bane, but for some reason this time I decided to upgrade the blades. Now, the difference between these two is, in the Theseus fight, is that the Bane allows you to do some extra damage while he's standing above the door. Again, I'll go into details for that stuff later because that's appropriate for the guide specifically there, but I just want to tell you guys now ahead of time, if you want to prepare for that fight, then upgrade the Bane. If you want to have a safety thing to use against, him. Now, if you upgrade the blades, yes, you do more damage to him on the ground, but he doesn't stay on the ground for too long anyway. But it will help you against the Minotaurs. So it's really a pick your poison type situation. I ended up going the blades. You don't have to do the exact same thing I do. You can upgrade the blades after the Bane. You don't even have to upgrade the Bane at all. You can upgrade whatever you feel like upgrading, of course. But if I was to give you anything to upgrade whatsoever, Atlas Quake. That's the one magic attack I can think of that deserves an upgrade to max. Urail, level 2 at best is fine enough to get you by a few, instances, and we'll use that, accordingly. Blades max, I highly recommend getting your blades maxed up, just because. If you prefer using the Barbarian Hammer or the Spear of Destiny, that's on you. I can't decide exactly what you want to upgrade. You upgrade what you want. I'm just telling you what I upgrade. I recommend upgrading Atlas Quake, though. Like, this is not like a, like my normal advice. This is like actual fucking, on the nose advice. Upgrade Atlas Quake. Hell, upgrade it to max the first time you get it if you got the orbs for it. Just upgrade that bitch straight away. Because there's gonna... Oh! I know what it was. I was about to say it, too. The next part that is the most difficult part, or one of the most difficult parts, is the translator sections. Now, I say sections, but I mostly mean just the one. The one translator. You all know the one. The first one. So, yeah. Also, shout out to my main channel. If you go to my main channel, which you can find on, of course, I think I might have it in the description. I don't know. If you find it, you find it on my main channel, or on my channel thing on Hardcoin. You can go to my channel page and you can find TurdMonkey1497. If you go there, you check out my live section. Back in 2019, I did a God of War marathon, and I did commentary up until like God of War 4. I didn't do commentary for that because I was just really, really pissed, and that's when I was just basically I was on the verge of quitting YouTube. I did quit YouTube for 2 years, and I came back because, I don't know, man. Just misery loves company. So here I am back again. Actually, the funny thing is, the real reason why I came back. Well, one, it's actually hard. One of them is hardcore. I love doing hardcore videos, and I would make that my normal thing, but sometimes I like doing shit posts. And I still want to finish the Sonic project for my Let's Play channel, so that's another thing I kind of want to deal with. But actually, this is going to sound really, really dumb, and I'm going to sound like a loser, but when I started actually, like, trying to promote myself, my art, I was using YouTube as an outlet to kind of promote it, too. So, yeah, I know that sounds really lame, but, people do it all the time, so I think it's fine and fair that I do it as well. No, I'm not the best artist, and I'm never really that proud of my art, but I try. And that's the best thing I can do is I try. But I have been doing that before I quit YouTube. It's just like when I did quit YouTube, that was it. That was the, okay, we have to take this seriously, much more seriously. I already was taking it seriously, wanting to really learn it. But then in my 2-year span of getting off YouTube, I was like, no, this is it, I gotta do something else, man. I gotta do something else in my life because this is fucking bullshit. YouTube was bad. So, yeah. Alright. Enough, depressing talk. Let's not get into that stuff. Let's not do the Splatterhouse crap where I just start, whining and crying the entire time. Which, that wasn't a hardcore one. That was, my main channel one. But, yeah, what... Oh, sorry about my damn chair. Stop. So, when it comes to this section, like I said before, I just grabbed the harpies. I'm not going to bother with doing the combo attacks because you might not even get the kills. You might just end up getting just the combo for it. So it's like, I might as well just take the actual grabs and get some nice kills off of them. So you can get some health with it too. Why not, right? Yeah, right there. You see that bullshit? I get one left. God of War 2 also has a thing where it does it less often than God of War 1 did it, but sometimes you get orbs and they don't even count toward you, and I think that's just a Titan difficulty thing, so I'm pretty sure they added that just to kind of make the game harder, I would assume. Also, that's one of my favorite kills in this game is the Griffin kills. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, now they have riders, and not like it makes that much of a difference, but they do have somewhat different attacks that you kind of have to look out for. They're not too hard to see, but they're not that super telegraphed either. Speaking of not being super telegraphed, wait till we get to Zeus. Oh, man. Oh, boy. If only I could show my attempts. But I deleted multiple videos that were each like 20 to 30 minutes long. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't do it. And then I eventually did it. I eventually figured out that I was just taking it, you know, like I did God of War 1, where I was too conservative. That's the problem. I was being way too conservative with my abilities. Both my magic and my rage meter. So, yeah. Also, something I want to say about rage is I'm not exactly sure about the stats of it, but you do get extra defense while you're in rage mode. So do keep that in mind. That is something that you do actually get a benefit of. I think you do more damage. It never really feels like you do more damage, but I'm pretty sure you do. Also, it's kind of nice that even though if you mess up the minigame, you know, you don't completely die. Sorry, I was yawning there. It's 11:52 at night, so yeah, I'm quite tired. I'm kind of exhausted. I went to my brother's house and we hung out for a bit and played some games and what have you. So yeah, I'm quite exhausted from the day. But this fight right here, this one's a pretty fun fight. Not too difficult. You do the same thing. If he tries to get away from you, just, you know, hit X and just dash into him. Try to stay underneath him because the Raven doesn't really ever seem to kind of like, you know, dash into you that much. He usually seems to kind of go for this attack where he swipes up and down. Also, I don't know why the spear looks like that. I think that's just an HD collection thing. So for those that are curious, yes, I'm playing on the HD collection for PS3. I'm not playing the stream because I'm not a loser. Not that, you know, playing your games on stream makes you a loser. I'm just saying that, like, for a guide, you know, I really would rather just not have it just be lagged to shit and back the entire time. Because I know for a fact that if I had streamed this, it would have been Lag City. And I would have rightfully been made fun of and shit on for that. So I am not going to do that. I am not going to do that. I have no problem with doing the streaming premium thing. I'm talking about, like, for a guide specifically. Yeah, hell no. That's not happening. This has to be good looking for that to work. But yeah, this next session is just, yeah, simple stuff. You're good. You know, you're pretty much alive if you don't fuck with the minigame. But even if you do fuck with the minigame, I think you still maybe have, like, a second chance. I think you die, but then, like, you come back and you checkpoint at that point, I believe. I don't know. So, yeah, now we're going to be, you know, falling down. Insert the, you know, Kratos following me, I guess, here. Or whatever song it was. Was it Aerosmith? I can't remember. Anyway, so the next level is going to be the Temple of Lachesis, but I'm going to do that one for that one. This one is, of course, still going to be Lair of the Titan, but I'm keeping this part in, and just because, since God of War 2 works in a way where it's sort of a, you know, a journey type thing, and it doesn't really have level-to-level thing. It does, but it doesn't, but, you know, I don't know, who cares? I know for hardcore, I like to be more professional about things, but this is one of the few times where, like, you know, God of War really sticks to me. But anyway, that's it for the video. See you guys next time.